morning, guys. It's Wednesday morning, January 3rd, and it is snowing. I mean, it couldn't last forever, right? But I tell you, we're still month and a half, 2 months ahead of the game as far as how long winter is. I mean, we're from 4.5 to 5 months down to 3 months, January, February, March. So, uh, yeah, I'm stoked about that. I like it. I can get behind that. If winter was only 3 months long every year, that'd be awesome. Anyway, uh, in keeping with the previous video, it's all about knocking things off the list. Uh, One of those things is the driver's side door. I had a couple of stubborn touch-ups. I'm going to get after it. I think I've finally got it to a point where I should be able to wrap it up and get the door handle on, and maybe tackle the taillights. Got to modify the support brackets for the actual taillight to make them fit properly. And yeah, so I got to cut off the old flange, put a new one on, twist it around, whatever. So yeah, we'll get after that. I got to buff and polish the taillights. And if you remember, I'm using the 32 Ford taillight setup. So Deuce guys out there, 32 Ford guys are gonna want to put a contract out on me for cutting up the tail light, but hey, whatever. I'm using it, right? So it's not sitting on the shelf somewhere. So yeah, got plenty to do, and I just look at my list and select a few things and knock them off, and then just keep on going. Also, the leaks that I fixed are fixed. No more leaks, so that's cool. So anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so I figured I'd hit my touch-ups one more time on the door. The door's pretty good. I think it's going to be fine. The fender is the one that's been really giving me the grief. But I hit it again as well. Figured I might as well. It was ready to go. So hopefully that's the last time I have to touch these things. I really don't want to get into a respray of anything right now, and the rest of it's so freaking good. These couple little spots are just driving me nuts. But I'm hoping I got it this time. The door, I'm pretty sure, 99% sure I've got it. So a little bit of sanding and hit it with the buffer. So that brings me to back here for the tail light. So this is the tail light I chose. It's a 32 Ford. Now I want to fit it in between these two ribs here on the stake pocket. So obviously this bracket goes the wrong way, right? So what I want to do is have it fit something like that, but I want it to fit in between. So I'm going to make new mounting flanges, cut these off, and weld on the new flanges. I'll make the flange to fit in between. And the reason I don't just trim this one down is because these holes are so big that there wouldn't be much meat left once I trimmed it down. You know what I mean? So I think it's just as easy to make new ones, make nice and clean ones, go with a smaller hole. These here were mounted to the, there's a spreader bar in the back of the frame on a 32, and it uses the same bolts. That's why these holes are so big. But I'm not holding any of the frame together. I'm just holding up a tail light, so I don't need huge bolts like that. So yeah, I think I'll make two new flanges that fit in there nice and clean. Cut this off, weld it, clean it up, paint the arm, buff the tail light, do that on both sides, and call it done. So let's get after it. All right, so I want to take these apart, and of course it takes 47 screwdrivers to take apart two tail lights. I've got one that's, the head is messed up a little bit and it's stuck, so I sprayed the crap out of it with penetrating oil. There were two Phillips, Robertson, two different size Phillips, Robertson, slotted, whatever. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get started on this one. It's apart already. But before I do that, I made a cardboard template. That's the bracket. It's going to sit like so on the stake pocket, and traced it out on some 3/16 plate, and I'll cut those out, clean them up, and get them ready to drill some holes and stuff. and hopefully by then the penetrating oil works its magic and I can get that damn thing off of there. So yeah, I'll go ahead and cut that first. All right, so I cut up my pieces, drilled some holes. When I cut the flange off of here, this thing feels like a piece of tin. I almost thought it was aluminum. And I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to weld to it. So my solution was, I had a little bit of pipe. And this fits right into that pipe. So I should be able to put these two together, you know, like so. And this way I've got something good to weld to. And here I'll probably just get away with a couple of tacks and that's about it. I had to hammer that on. It's tight. And I had to squeeze. See this little seam here? I had to squeeze it together in a vise to get this to get on there. So I think with a couple of tacks, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I'm just afraid of trying to weld all the way around this thing and just burning through it because it weighs nothing. I thought, like I said, I thought it was aluminum, but aluminum doesn't rust. So it's not aluminum, but whatever it is, it's very, very soft and mild steel. So, yeah, which explains, that's a tight bend to do on a stamp. So makes sense. But yeah, this here will give me something good to weld to. I had to tweak the angle a little bit so that it's gonna, sit straight up and down. But I think I got her where I need it to be. So I'll do the same thing to the other one, and we'll fasten this to the stake pocket, tack this thing in place, and then I can pull it off and finish welding it up all the way around, and I'll do the same on the other side. So there you go, moving right along. All right, this is a dog. In my case, it's a royal pain in the ass. Normally I have the dog for 2 hours in the morning, 3 days a week. That's it. There's always somebody home to look after the dog. Well, today's scheduling is all messed up, and I've got the dog all day from 11 a.m. till 9 o'clock tonight. I can't use air tools with the dog in the shop. She absolutely freaks out. I guess the noise hardened her ears. I get it. And I certainly can't weld because I don't need a blind dog, because then I'll have to get a seeing eye person. And that's just not in the budget right now. So normally I would just tie her up outside and say, hey, do whatever I got to do. Problem is, it's 15 below. She's not built for cold weather. Her belly is almost no fur at all. It's pretty much pink. So she can be outside for 15 minutes, and that's about it. So I turn my direction to the driver's door, and I'm going to finish this off. The buffing machine doesn't seem to bother her much, but yeah, so I'm going to carry on with that. I'm getting these fine scratches, and I don't understand. I never had it on the other side. So I'm just wondering if it's cheap Amazon sandpaper I bought or what, but I gotta try and get these scratches out. Anyway, I'll buff it a little bit more. We'll see how it works out. Okay, so I think you can see the fine scratches that I'm talking about. I got the stuff. It's Mother's scratch remover, so I'm gonna give it a shot and see if that brings it out. So I'll set up the camera, get the machine on it, and see what we can do. All right, so that's the stuff here. Let's give it a shot. I had it sitting on the shelf. I've never tried it. This will be the first time, so. Huh. That stuff works pretty friggin' good, man. Wow. What a difference. That's pretty wild. Excuse the furnace. You can see that's the same area right here. There's still a couple of minor scratches, but if I go over it a couple more times, I think we'll get her. So that's a good thing. Look at the metal flake in that thing. Touch-ups, yeah. Where is it? Put my finger on it, or my thumb. Oh, there it is. There's the touch-up right there. Now it's a shade darker than the rest, but you know, I'm 2 inches away from the door. Come back a little bit and it almost disappears. And in the bright light, once this thing is all shined up, I think we'll be fine. I'm going to continue on taking out these scratches and stuff and finish this thing off. Alright, so dog or no dog, I'm dying to see how this is going to look. Okay, so she's tacked on there. Oops, excuse me. I kind of like it. Huh. Yeah. So I'll do the same thing on the other side. Sticks out a little bit past, but not much. I think we're good. Huh. Anyway, so now I can pull that off, finish welding it, and take it apart. I've got to extend the wires a little bit, so I've got something to play with to make the connections and buff up the taillight itself, paint the arm, and then we're good to go. So yeah, here we go, taillight. Alright, so I finished off my door, and you can tell by the reflection she's looking damn good, and got my handle on as well. So yeah, always nice to get a piece of chrome on there. So as soon as the dog is back in the house, what a pain in the ass, which is this evening, I'm going to finish off my tail lights, both of them, and get them up to paint and all that stuff. So next time, in the next video on the truck, they'll be on the truck done. So yeah, so not too bad. That's that crosses 3 things off the list, actually. See, I'll grab my, wherever it is. I have a marker here somewhere. There it is. So we got, where did I see that? Tail lights will be done. Finish. Finish, finish, finish. Huh. Where the hell is it? Finish left door handle. So there we go. 3 things off the list. 3 things is better than 1 thing. So there we go. Okay, so there we go. I actually wanted to get the tail lights done, painted, buffed, wired in, everything done in this video, but it wasn't in the cards due to my little canine friend. What it is, kids had a sleepover at their Bubba's place, and the wife's working late, and so I've got to look after the dog. Such is life. But anyway, still managed to get 3 things off the list. You know, as long as you keep working and knocking things off, it'll get done. So, you know, whatever. So like I said, tonight I'll finish up the taillights and paint them up and everything else, buff them, and they'll be ready to go. So, like I said, gonna carry on. I did get my parts order into Bill's truck shop, and I'm hoping to get them late next week. We'll see how that goes. And that's a dog drinking. Anyway, yeah, so you know, if you like the content and you like what you're seeing, please subscribe. I truly would appreciate it. Don't be shy, leave comments, and like the page and all that stuff. And please spread the word. Tell your buddies, tell your friends, your chums, and help me grow this thing. And you know, if you're not doing anything else, get out in the garage and build something. Later, guys.